are back. It's time to start grinding. Welcome to the two people who are here. You guys got in here quick. Alright. Now we're just about to just chill farm. Actually do haste things now. It's time for haste. Also known as doing our best out here. Did all this. I didn't place down any of my summons. Hello, Baron. Thank you for the hydrate. I hope I actually started this thing properly. I don't know if I did this yesterday. It is raised. Okay. The slight downside is I don't have that many... I don't have that much energy on my fams. Ooh. I have enough for one essence. Why are we out here lying? What do you mean? Also, thank you for the hydrate. Did I say that already? Is Haste the clock? $290? I'll get there eventually. It's $280, $290. Yep, I'll do both. I'm kind of glad that you weren't here for the part 1 stream. I don't think you'd be very enthused with what you might have seen. Today's been a crazy day for me. You might not have been okay with the events that have transpired over the last 5 hours. Explain? It depends. Do you like your blood pressure high or nah? Also, playing without extra lag kind of sucks. You could definitely tell the difference when it comes to the pets picking up money. You really can see the difference. Hit the story. I grabbed KFC? Nah, I went to a bakery nearby. Nah, I got my Kana got a TC. My Rail got an eye patch. What else? My Rail got a real Raw 4. There's a few other things that happened along the way. I forgot exactly what happened. Oh, the TC is double primed. I don't know, it's just days. Yep. It's been a good day. Like a dog, nothing new. Yep. Or specifically my Kana. Kana's always been like lucky. It's so crazy actually. Like, the difference between like how fast my Kana geared up versus the other characters I've played is just insane. I think within the same amount of time, my Corsair and my Ren didn't get nearly as much stuff. Because how long have I been playing the Kana? Since re-release? What the heck is Gibson doing in my map? Rework, that's the word. Also, if there's any other fellow Aussies here, or if you're in SEA as well, let me know if exit lag is functional again. I would love to have a real connection again. Because this ain't it. Is tier 6 attack plus tier 5 boss better, or tier 7 and nothing? I think tier 7 typically is better than tier 6, tier 5. I think. It depends on the weapon though. Because some of the weapons with lower attack stats might not be as good. This guy's stalking you? What do you mean? I was here first! We have video evidence that I was here first. This guy. This guy trying to flatter himself thinks that he's important enough for me to stalk him. That is crazy. Face yourself with the goal is unreal. What is your goal? Because of Raw? Partially. I think it's just the attack is so much better than... It's usually so much better than boss. Usually. Destiny Lib in 6 weeks. Any particular reason why 6 weeks? Yeah, it really depends on the weapon, because sometimes, like tier 7, the difference is like 50 attack, but sometimes the difference is just 20 attack. And obviously 20 attack is a lot less than 50. 50 attack can definitely be better than 10 boss damage, for example. I don't know exactly what the flame scores are, but, you know, it varies. Yeah, for Nightwalker, I can see tier 6, tier 5 being slightly better. I can see that. I don't know the exact equivalences. You'd probably have to check your class Discord. They'd probably have done the math already. Temp stats, Raw 6, Haste title. True. Ah, you're right. That's a lot of extra damage. Ah, you can do it. I believe in you. Hello, Class Cat. How you doing? Welcome. Today, or at least in this stream, we're just kicking back, doing haste things, trying to get some EXP, get our procs done. Yeah. Also trying to get my 5k mobs done. This is also I'm looking really forward to. I need to do something a little bit more chill than what I was doing before. You know, considering it's the start of Haste, you'd expect more people to be on farming at the same time, but we've got a nice and peaceful map here on channel 60. I should have done Ursus. Oh well. I never remember these things. Ursus reminder. 15 minutes. Haste Fever isn't affected by EXP? Nah. It's based off of the map you're in. I did, like, have a quick look at the EXP difference of going into a map that is, like, high level. And it's like pretty marginal. I think for me, it's like a 0.1% difference overall. So instead of getting 2%, I would get 1.9 going to a weaker map. But I have heard people not being able to kill everything on their map. So it's probably fine to just go to a map as long as you can one-shot. You'll be alright. Popping Fever in Liberated Rune. That's like Super L right there. I wouldn't have judged very much if you had done it with a normal rune, but the fact that you used it with Liberated Rune, probably should have read the patch notes before you did that. Everyone in Kronos? That's fair. Or like in their main servers. It is a pretty good event. The Fever is once per account. Honestly, it's not that much EXP. It's probably the equivalent of one Monster Park run, or thereabouts. So in a way, you pick one character to get 8 Monster Park runs per day. And that's basically what it is. I would probably recommend putting it on the character that you're lazier on. because one of the nice things that you get is you can still get star spec boxes from them. That's what ended up happening on my IRL. I don't know if I'm going to end up farming like more than maybe half an hour to an hour per day, right? So sometimes you can get just unlucky with the star spec boxes. So I think it's like pretty good value if you're just lazy on Challenger World to just pop it. If nothing else, you can just pop those 10k mobs per day. You get 1 Monster Park run's worth of EXP, and you get like, what, 5 to 6 star spec boxes within 5 minutes. Because you just kill so many mobs. Maintenance? I think it's a cash shop maintenance. Today. What is this thing even? What will be unavailable? Cash shop. That's nice. Released Wind Archer and Nightwalker. What? They're releasing Cygnus Knights in Maple Idol? That's crazy. I think between the two, I like the aesthetic of Wind Archer slightly more. I think I've never really been that big of a fan of Thieves in general. What's the Super Beyond Haste? So Dan, have you ever participated in Haste before? Because it's not too different from previous Haste events, it's just super. It's just better. Actually, for anybody who doesn't know what Haste is, basically the runes, they have a reduced cooldown, so rather than 15 minutes in between each rune, it's only 10 minutes. On top of that, all the runes give more EXP. So rather than like the usual 200% EXP, I think it gives 300%. Something like that. I don't know the exact number, but it will give more EXP. But this is a super haste. As you grind more in this event, your haste effects kind of get better. Let me see if I can find the event here. Here it is. See, after killing a certain number of mobs, it gives you more bonuses. And it caps out at 300,000, which is like a pretty long grind, like 16 or 17 hours to cap this out and get like the maxed effect. But it's like one of those things you just slowly do. Like this event will be around for like 1.5 months. And on top of that, every single day, you get basically 1 extra Monster Park run. Is how I'm going to describe it from now on. You have something called Fever Time. Once per account though. Basically, you can go into any map, and then it will just spawn a bunch of mobs for 5 minutes. The EXP is alright. You know, it's about a Monster Park run, like I said. Once per account though. Is Haste good? It's good if you want to grind. If you're not really a big grinder, you don't have to do very much about it. I know a lot of people will probably tell you that this event is insane to grind on, which I do agree to some extent. But if you're not really big on grinding, it's whatever. You play Xenon? Yeah, but Xenon is not a thief in my eyes. Xenon's more of a pirate. My Xenon is a pirate. I don't care what people say. My Xenon's a pirate. Ooh, I can actually pop this. My Xenon is wearing pirate gear, therefore it's a pirate. Oh my god. It's so overcast outside, but the sun decided to come out when it's able to be in my eyes. Nightwalkers is a glorified Night Lord? Something like that. Are you liking the Haste event? I mean, I love good EXP. Because I needed the EXP anyway to be able to get this character to 280 and eventually my Kana to 290. I'm happy having an excuse to farm more EXP. I think the only downside for me is that it's gonna make it difficult for me to do my boss mules. I'm gonna run out of time to do things like that. And I haven't really looked into the other events too. Like we still have the second part of Operation Dive. There's also Ride or Die. Yeah. It's a lot of new things, but I think, for me personally, the biggest gain is the extra EXP. Yeah, it's pretty good if you want to like get passive-ish EXP on your Challenger World character. The fever thing that you get from Haste is really good in Challenger World if you want to be lazy, because it spawns about 10,000 mobs. It's not affected by EXP multipliers, so you can kind of pop it whenever you feel like, just once per day. And it gets you like maybe 5 or 6 Shining Star Spec boxes from just that, because they still drop from those mobs. It's pretty good. Saves you a lot of time with Star Spec boxes if you're lazy. Thanks for doing another stream for you, it's all good. Welcome home. Probably just gonna take this stream kind of chill. We did all the fun things in part 1. All the fun things in part 1. Not sure where I want to use the title. I'm not doing any kind of content that might need the title. Perhaps I'll put it onto my RL. Might help me get to hard Kai a little bit easier. $262 drop, not bad. I decided to wear the Spirit Pendant, so I'm missing 20% drop, but I don't think I'll mind losing a little bit of cards. Isn't the Burning Beyond better? Oh yeah, possibly. I forgot about that. Clamor, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Have I made my Kinesis yet? Not yet. I think I maybe should make the Kinesis soon. I think I have expiring stuff in my storage. When does this expire? End of today. Alright, maybe I'll make my Kinesis tonight. Just so that I can grab that out of the storage. Give it some Absol stuff. Yeah, I'll make it in a Challenger World. I think it'll be just like a pretty free Enlomian Mule. Even if it takes me like 10 minutes to do Lotus Damien, still probably worthwhile. Because I just want something to pay for my rentals. Any Kinesis content? Probably not. I don't have the time nor the patience to do that many Arcane River dailies. I'll be honest, it's just mostly the Arcane River dailies. You hear about the RL issue? Don't worry. I played with the RL issue. It is not fun. For those who missed out on me talking about it in the earlier stream, I was actually intending on soloing Black Mage today, because I had my rentals on. Oh, it's in one of the presets. There you go, you can see it expiring. I was playing the soloing Black Mage today. I can't do that anymore. And depending on how long it takes for them to fix it, I might not be able to solo Black Mage by the end of the month. Because they said they'll fix it on the next scheduled maintenance. Scheduled maintenance! When's the next scheduled maintenance? Next year? It's over, guys. Series is cooked. Yeah, it's a little bit tragic. I really wanted to solo Black Mage today, but gonna have to leave it for another time. Surely before the 30th? Hopefully. They never let us down? I don't know about that one. That being said though, even though I'm like upset about my damage, today has been a really good day for my RL. Like I've got insane drops today. Today has been a really good day for it. I know my luck has been really high up. So my RL alone, from Hard Damien I got an eye patch. So that's already a pretty good start. At the same time that I got the eye patch, I got a ring box. And then from the ring box, I got a real Raw 4. I'm really glad I got all that footage too. I was recording while doing my bosses. It wasn't just yeah, I was recording while that was happening, so that's nice. I got that footage. I got the Daybreak drop, and I got that to Legendary. And I got a Carnage treasure. Also got that to Legendary. This is 3-line. Like, the only thing that really I'm missing was a slime ring drop. I'm a little bit sad I don't have a slime ring drop, just because like I do know slime rings tend to have a better drop rate. I wanted to have like the 2-set bonus with Daybreak, but that's fine. Like, can't complain. Letting other classes catch up? True. As for 290, we'll see how that goes. Because there's so many things I want to do on the game in general. Don't know if I'll have the time to just dedicate full sending to 290, but yeah, it's a side goal. Where they mess with RL. A good chunk of RL's burst does 0 damage right now. Oh, and interestingly, I've upgraded my arcane weapon high enough for it to be better than my challenger weapon. So I'll be probably using this for a while. I'll probably need to upgrade it to maybe 17 or 18 star later, but for now 12 star is like pretty good. Yeah, the weapon gains hella attack. And now I'm just farming up some EXP. Maybe I'll do about half an hour a day at least on my rel before doing my dailies. And yeah, I'm not really sure if I want to keep farming more than half an hour a day on this character. Might just go back onto my Kana and keep pushing that. But the money will add up, which is good. EXP will add up slowly over time as well. Let's claim this though before I forget. And what I'll need to do on my Kana is accept the secondary thing, right? The Astra secondary thingamabob. Is there a quest I need to do for that? Anything beyond the runes? The runes is the main thing, but you also get the fever booster once per day, which is kind of like a Monster Park run worth of EXP. If you kill mobs, the effects of certain things in Haste get better. The most notable one is that when you max out the event bonus, it'll give you 2 times Soul Eater drops. And then when that stacks with this event, you're basically getting 3 times Soul Eater drops. So you'll end up getting quite a lot of boosters as you grind. So it's pretty good. Need to be liberated to start? Okay. That's easy. Gosh, Meso for those pots. I got it really cheap. I think I did all of that within like 1 bill. I think I bought 40 bright cubes and I tiered up 3 things to legendary. That's messed up. And then my KT got 3 line, like just, you know, just leftover cubes. Yeah, I don't know what to really say. This character kind of just like randomly got really lucky. Alright, while I'm here, let's level this up. 16. Let's go. 3 more levels. It is what it is, exactly. Nah, I'm pretty happy for it. It does make things a little bit easier. Randomly. I don't know what else to really say about it. I was just looking for 2-line and it ended up 3-line. If that's not random, then I don't know what is. I mean, I wanted it to be 3-line, but I didn't expect it to happen. Expecting a 3-line out of like 30 cubes is probably a recipe for disappointment. You guys enjoying the sun in my face? How much EXP did we get for this half an hour? About 4%. Not bad. Starforce on Shining? Well, we'll see what happens, because Shining is still like 2 weeks away. I might find things that I might want to invest Meso into before that. But I think realistically, I probably will Starforce it, along with like a lot of my Arcane stuff. Probably the Arcane Glove to 17 or 18. Then there's also... Hopefully I'll have a Slime Ring, I'll probably get that to 17 or 18 as well. What else? Maybe my Arcane Weapon to 17, 18. And depending on how many spares I have, I might consider pushing my sup items as well. I haven't bought any sup items yet though. Maybe I should buy the ring. Should have tried to tier that up perhaps. Do I have any spare cubes? I have 5 spare cubes. Wow. Yeah. I don't know, that might be a bit ambitious. We're in the 10k mob activation in Challenge World for a quick box and then farming Kronos. That's fair. For me, I'm just going to do half an hour then my dailies. Wow, the sun. Alright. I'll finish up this and then I'll close my curtain. What rates am I getting without a vac pet? The last time I counted, I got about 500 mil per hour. Thereabouts. At best, I'm picking up about 8 mil per minute. So that scales up to a maximum of, what was it? No, it was closer to 9 mil per hour, per minute. So yeah, around 500 mil per hour. At worst, it's like about 450. It is a little bit active, of course, because I have to walk around and actually pick up the money, but, you gotta do what you gotta do if you don't have a vac pet. I'm not gonna leave the money on the floor. And the other resources, of course, because we still kind of want the other stuff. Got our fams to try to pick up. Fragments whenever they drop. You stack multiple fams with item drop was considered the highest one. So there's 2 different fam lines for item drop. One of them is item drop rate boost. So you'll get that between like 30 and 110, right? That's like the range. That one, it will take the highest one. The other one is just item drop rate. That's a line that you can also get. Looks like this. Item drop rate. This is the same as if it was on your items. So for items, it caps out at 200%. So if you're already on 200%, this fam won't do anything. If you're below 200%, then this will add, well, 10% item drop. And you can stack up to 3, I suppose. No fuzzy. I'm doing well, thank you. Today's been a very good day for me so far. I'm just kind of taking it easy right now. Just finished up half an hour farming. Gonna do the rest of my dailies here. And then I might pop back onto Hyperion to continue my haste grind. Been nice with no maple. Yeah, I can imagine it being a break if you're not used to like not doing your dailies, if that makes sense. I feel like that's the case with a lot of people who end up like kind of investing their time into maple. You do develop a habit of like feeling bad if you miss out on things. Like FOMO is quite real, right? But once you kind of get over it, you kind of have a healthier approach to the game, in my opinion. Like, not taking everything too seriously to optimize everything, I think is like a more fun way to play this game. I can't really say that I have a casual gameplay in the sense that I do spend a lot of time playing the game. But I like to think that my approach is like pretty casual because I don't really try to min-max anything. Half the time when people ask me about stuff, I feel kind of bad because I don't really know what's going on in these events sometimes. Most of the information I get is like kind of via osmosis. It's like people will tell me things and I'll be like, oh, is that how it works? That's just how it is though. There's too many things in this game. Alright, just give me a sec. I need to close my blinds. I'm getting literally blinded. Regular maple? Oh, maple player. Swap to challenge world? That's fair. I mean, still, it's I think my point still stands. When you take a break from the game, it is kind of like freeing in its own way. Optimization kills joy. Yeah. I think it's okay to go in with the mindset to optimize things because at the end of the day, it is like your time that you wanna make the most out of it. But optimizing everything is very tedious, in my opinion. And it's hard to upkeep as well. Like, it's a very easy way to burn out mode, like optimizing everything. I guess like a hybrid mindset is probably makes the most sense in that sort of with that sense, because I don't want to do everything to the maximum potential of like my time. But at the same time, I do want to make progress. It's a weird balance. I guess in a way I don't want to take this game too seriously. I'm gonna focus on what I enjoy. Oh, I need to do my monster park runs as well. Pretty close to leveling up. Have I done all of my dailies outside of that? Yep, looks good to me. I've opted not to do Saren this week. I'm too lazy. The lack of damage, Aurel's damage being missing, is kinda demotivating. Because you know that you cleared content before, and now it's just like so much slower. I actually don't even know if I can clear Saren right now. Because last time I think I took like 20 to 25 minutes, and now I'm missing what? 20 to 30 FD. It's kind of cutting it close. Sacred Symbol costs 330 mil. Is that worth? Unfortunately, yeah. Every time. You could probably opt to like not do it if you're planning on spending on an event, because I know that's what some people do. But at the end of the day, it's one of the occasions where it's expensive, but it's guaranteed. And I'm sure a lot of other players have spent much, much more than 330 mil in this case for 0 gains. At least this one, it gives you quite a decent chunk of stat. What happened to Arel's damage? Well, its burst is just straight up missing damage. The explosion that happens during your burst now currently does 0 damage, resulting in about 20 to 30 FD loss. So, kinda had to go through my C10 runs this week and did not spark joy. Managed to make 2 Meso and drop, nice. Yeah, I think it's okay to leave your sacred symbols or symbols in general for later if you need the money to do other things. Is that intentional? No, it's doing literally 0 damage. Is there a good way to speed through 230 to 260? Unless you have access to things like mag pots and I guess EXP vouchers, probably not. I'd imagine a lot of players are going to be doing their kinesis with just Monster Park. And I think that's probably the way that I'm gonna do it too. Like eventually I'll make my kinesis, I'll use Monster Park and Strawberry Farm tickets to get to 260 slowly. Do I have tickets? I do. Nice. Only 1 mag pot. There's also a leap pot or something in the dailies. Let me have a look. I remember looking at it not too long ago. Hang on. Let me complete this. There's this thing. Leap growth pot. That's pretty good to get from 255 to 260. If you did Ride or Die as well, you could wait to see what rewards you get from it. I don't remember if the rewards included like the chances of a mag pot, but you could get them from Ride or Die. But yeah, I'd say like the most consistent way of leveling up your kinesis is probably just Monster Park and calling it a day. Get the 10, 20%, whatever it might be, and that's it. For me, I'm not gonna rush my kinesis. There's no need to get it done like in the first day of it being released. I think for me, if I can get it done by the end of the week or even by the end of the following week, I'll be pretty happy. Because for me, I'm just gonna use it as a Enlomian mule at best. 260 would be nice because then, we get Origin unlocked, which is really, really good for any kind of cheap boss mule. Origin's just free damage, right? You've been saving to use the item burning? Oh, I see. I mean, yeah, it just kind of depends on what your goals were. For me, don't really need to rush anything. Yeah, I'm gonna use my rental gear to help me get through Monster Park a bit more consistently. Actually, I need to do this as well for my... I need to do Culvert. The Culvert's not going to be any better than it is today, that's for sure. And even if I do no damage on my burst, should probably help out the guild a bit. Oh my god, these Monster Park runs are not getting any faster, guys. Best way to use vouchers, boosters, and haste event after hitting 260. So for the haste booster thing, the fever time booster, you can kind of use on whichever character you wanna. The EXP that it gives isn't like game breaking. It's about the same as a Monster Park run. For any given level, for the most part, actually. Might be slightly better than Monster Park run, but it's around that ballpark. As for the boosters, yeah, I mean, it's just you use it as you grind. If you have any particular characters you want to grind EXP on, you can pop boosters as you have, you know, all the modifiers on and such. Although for the express boosters, keep in mind that those aren't affected by EXP modifiers. I don't know about like any particular like strategies to maximize them. After hitting 260, everything is, you know, about as effective as you would expect for every level. It scales pretty linearly. Like let's say 1,000 EXP vouchers, like the advanced EXP vouchers gives you 10% at 260. At 265 it probably halves, much like any other EXP sources. For the express boosters, it's very simple. You just use them in the highest level area you can get to. So if you were 260, you would go to the 264 area and then use those. If you're 265, you use them in the 269 area. Just wherever is the highest level if you want that EXP. You could also technically save them until you get to the following area and then use it there. But just keep in mind that you might have trouble killing mobs in new areas. I know I would. Like, even though I'm in Shangri-La, I don't know if I'd be able to kill the things in the strongest area. It's probably best as well to use them throughout the week or throughout the event. Otherwise, you're going to end up with like 50 of them at the end of the event, and that's going to be a pain in the ass to clear. Like, it does take a while to go through express boosters. Each one takes 2 minutes to do, or thereabouts. You got 50 on right now? Yeah, I think I have like 30 or 40 on me. And that's not including the ones from the event. So I think I should probably get around to doing some of those soon. And I've also said, like, you get the most EXP going to the highest level. But if you can't kill the mob and you want to use them, just do them wherever. You can do it even while you're just grinding. Like, yeah, you won't maximize your EXP, but I don't know, it's kind of negligible. End cast and you got a grindstone? Holy, congrats on grindstone. That's massive. Grindstone from end cast is not very common. Hang on, thank you for the hydrate. I'm trying to be good and actually hydrate. I'm drinking water for the rest of the day. No more coffee. I'm being good now. What I have for lunch? I just went to the bakery, local bakery, and just grabbed something from there. almost makes up for the ring that you got. You got a weapon jump 4? Oh, right. That was when it was the bug, right? You could get like the wrong stat. No, rip. No KFC? No, I gotta be good. My wife sometimes pops into the stream and she asks what I was gonna have for lunch. And I told her, I'm really tempted for KFC, but I have to be good. Because she also really likes KFC, but we are both on a fast food ban. So, you know, I can't have KFC without her, otherwise I'm sleeping on the couch, you know, that sort of thing. Alright. Have I claimed everything here? Looks pretty good. Let's move over onto the Kana. Gated by wifey. I mean, it's for the better. Too much KFC is not good, you know? And I'm definitely a fiend when it comes to that. Can't help it, it's just something about that chicken. Alright. We are back onto the Kana now. Let's get our mob kills in. Let's check our sequence. Sequence is looking okay. I griefed myself a little bit. I spent all my points on flames and I didn't... Yeah. I didn't save any points for my VIPs, so oops. Spent a little bit too much money in game today, so it's time to lock in and grind back some of the money that we spent. I think I spent like what 20 something bill just on cubes. I mean, it turned out well. I'm pretty happy for that, but should probably save money for star forcing because the next one could cost me a lot. So worth using the fever on 285 plus. It's alright. Again, like the fever is not something that's like broken. It's just like an extra bit of EXP. It's a lot of EXP, but it's basically a monster park run, so I don't actually value it that highly. It's gonna be the recurring theme. It's just a monster park run. It's like asking, would you rather do 8 monster park runs on your main? Or would you rather do 8 monster park runs on your Challenger World character? That's really up to you. Like, you're not really griefing if you use it on your main or use it on your Challenger World character. It's just extra EXP scales very linearly. Let's see how much EXP I'm actually getting on Rune. 750%. Pretty good. Hope I'm not missing any buffs. It looks about right. I'm just missing VIP, but I kind of griefed myself. That's fine. Why am I wearing a fairy heart at the moment? Oh well. Part of me wishes that Shining was this weekend, but I've gotta wait. Gotta wait. I'm actually so excited for that Shining too. It's gonna be fun for working on Eternals. Love working on new items. I don't want to get my hopes up too high though. I feel like that's just an easy way to be sad if you're expecting too much. In the TC, yeah. So I need to spend like, it'll cost me, let's say 100 bill to get the TC to 22 star. That's assuming I hit average. Then on top of that, I'm gonna have 1 spare of my Eternals. I'm gonna roulette all my Eternals to 20. If I hit top bottom to 20, then that kinda is like hitting a 22 because it's just, I'm just gonna safeguard to 22 after that point. So that is a potential money sink as well, depending on how many of them hit 20. And then there's also, there is the crazy high roll where my hat, top, bottom all hit 20, and then I can actually pick a shoulder, and then the shoulder could possibly also hit 20, in which case I'll have 4 Eternals at 22. Now, assuming the best case scenario, which is obviously very cope, that's a lot of money I don't have. That's a lot of money I don't have to spend on items. It's gonna be 4 all the way? Yeah, for sure. I'm not being cheap on the TC. I value the TC spare more than I value like saving the money. The type of expectations, yeah. But it's always fun to like think about the maximum luck possibilities. It's just fun, you know? Like we're playing a gambling game. You can dream. Dreaming and expecting are 2 different things, right? My expectation, like more realistic expectation, maybe 1 or 2 of my items go to 19, and then maybe it booms afterwards. If I can get even 1 or 2 items to 19, I'll be pretty happy with that. But yeah, I'm talking best case scenario, a couple of 20-star Eternals, and hopefully the TC is cheap. Like the only thing that's like kind of guaranteed is my TC. But even that one, I would like it to be cheap, because 100 bill is like a pretty, I think, reasonable guess of the average. But you can definitely get unlucky 19 to 20. Like 19 to 20 is like 1 or 2 bill per tap. Like you fail that 40, 50 times, that's 100 bill for 1 star. After BM reset, yeah. That's why I was kind of okay spending money cubing. If I finish all my weeklies this week, I'll gain about 70 bill, so maybe, let's say, I'll end up the week at about 80 bill in my wallet. And then I'll have the monthly reset to do my Black Mage runs, which will give me about another 60 bill. And then another set of weeklies on top of that, because, you know, in 2 weeks' time. Best case scenario, about 200 bill going into the next event. And I think that's, like, probably enough to do most things, assuming I don't get robbed on my TC. What's that pink pop-up? Showing your fountain expired. Which one? Pink pop-up. It might be, this skill. Well, that's the text of the skill. I have this on, like, it has the same cooldown as fountain, so maybe that's what you're seeing. Yeah. Now the only, I guess, RNG drops that I can possibly look forward to. There's the Dreamy Belt. Can always cope on that. Eternal boxes, of course. Yeah. Pink text on your screen that shows up. Shows EXP. Oh, this one? Ah, that's the event proc. You see the dog that's running across the screen? Yeah, that's where that's from. If you kill enough mobs, the dog will run across the screen and give you EXP, basically. It's from the Telahart event. This one here. Night of Phantasms. this thing. You'll get 20 of these a day. And it gives a pretty good EXP. It's affected by EXP modifiers as well, except the rune. It doesn't get affected by the rune. And it really does add up every day if you cap it. Just remembered, I'm pretty close to getting 29 on Mastery 2. Soon, soon, soon. Slacking on the activations, that's fine. Hey, whatever's more fun, you know? $500 a day? I don't think that's Oh wait, no, you're doing it the other way. Are you slacking on your main? Is that what you're saying? I was gonna say $500 for Challenger World? That seems a bit high, but then I realized if you're doing Challenger World things, you're probably not doing it on your main. Yeah. Usually it's the other way around. I feel like a lot of times people tell me that they're slacking on their Challenger World, not on their main. Can you double dip Operation Dive? I believe so. In the original patch notes, it was listed as once per account, but I think it's been changed into once per world. I had a friend say that they claimed some fragments in Challenger World, but the rewards were still available here. Can confirm, works per world. Oh, there you go. At least one person says per world. Can confirm, that makes 2. 2 is good enough for me. Actually, technically 3. Don't forget the lightning charge. Yep, that's a good reminder. If you guys haven't started lightning charge, it's just the AFK event, sort of. If you haven't started this already. Free frags for just existing in the game. Premium pass as well, I see. It's not possible for me to take those frags from Challenger World and then put them onto my character, right? I can't take that for my Kana that's in Hyperion, can I? Because they exist as an item, not a tradable thing, right? Yeah, that's what I figured. Untradable. Posture check. You know what? I'll take that as a stretch. Can feel my back cracking a little bit. Well, thank you for that. Yeah, technically you can double dip if you did it the other way around then. Would you say you were supposed to switch to? Gibson said Miami. But I'll take that with a grain of salt. I don't trust Miami. The wacky thing. Dude. The rel missing damage has like ruined me because I was playing on soloing Black Mage tonight. That's not happening anymore. Instead I'm going out with my wife, I'm going to enjoy the outdoors. I've done enough Maple Story things after today's stream. Which one am I using? I'm not using Exelag right now. I'm playing Maple Story Raw, 350 ping. And this feels sadly better than Exelag was feeling. I don't know what's going on with the servers and like the routing and all that sort of stuff. It felt really bad. So I'm just playing straight up normal Maple Story here. But yeah, I was using Miami for a bit. I used to use Oregon. That's what I managed to get into the game on before. And I was flaming my items or cubing my items. It was beautiful. 5 minutes later, game crashed. Couldn't get back into the game on Oregon. Gave up, turned off exit lag. I'll wait for it to fix itself and then I'll turn it back on. Take that as a W? Yeah. I'll probably spend some time though editing the video tonight. I had some footage I was working on, so maybe we'll see a video upload either tonight or tomorrow, and then I'll have another video ready to release not long after that. I think the hard part about playing MapleStory and making like a prog series is like the content kind of comes in waves, and I gotta hope that during the downtime the next wave comes in. So while I'm editing and uploading and you know there's like that in between, I gather enough footage to do something. Otherwise it's gonna end up being like 1 or 2 weeks in between videos, which is not ideal. I would like to upload like once every 3 or 4 days, if I can help it. How fast was Angler for you? My Arel was probably like 30 mil combat power, and it took about 25 minutes. 25 to an hour. Oh, sorry, 25 to half an hour. Not an hour. I think for the robot, like the level 4 robot, I 2-burst it, and then for the final boss, I 1-bursted it. Push RL to H low's not happening? Yeah. It's kind of inconvenient. And they said too that they'd fix it after the next scheduled maintenance, whenever that is. It's a pretty significant amount of damage loss on the RL. So I really hope that they fix it soon. Ideally before the end of the month, because I really want to clear Black Mage. Missing out on a Black Mage clear just because like there's a random bug that made you lose like half your damage. Like bruh. Have I done all of the tiny boxes for Haste today? I have one more. Okay. Skittish? Possibly. There's also a real chance that they haven't figured out how to fix it. And if they haven't figured out a fix, there's no point scheduling anything, you know what I mean? I think it's more likely they don't know how to fix it yet. Can't you switch extra lag inside the game? I don't know about others, but when I do that, my game crashes. MapleStory is pretty finicky when it comes to like these sorts of connection things. If I have the game open and my exit lag is off and I turn it on, it'll crash me. So I wouldn't be surprised if changing servers while the game's open, it will crash as well. I haven't tried before though, that's just me assuming. Every time I've ever changed servers and stuff like that, I've always like restarted my game. But as of right now, my exit lag is definitely off. So if I try to turn it on, it will crash me. It definitely booms MapleStory if it's like launching it or closing it for that matter. I've never tried mid-game swapping though. Because usually you don't need to. Usually if the server's fine, you won't notice it, you won't need to swap. Right now is a bit of an exception, I don't know what the heck's going on. Whenever we have like new updates like this, like exit lag always breaks too. we'll see if they fix the whole RL issue soon. They'll probably try to bundle it up with anything else that's broken. I mean, like Ride or Die or Operation Dive is broken at the moment, right? Some people said that you can't prog the episodes or whatever. I haven't touched any of that. I haven't gone past episode 3 yet. I haven't tried to go past episode 3 yet. I bought out the shop and I just closed it. Didn't really bother with the whole thing. You know, actually, I will say one thing about MapleStory that's been a pleasant surprise. Like, I know this game has its fair share of issues. I think, depending on who you ask, that might even be putting it lightly. I am a lot happier knowing that they've stopped doing as many maintenance, like emergency maintenance takedowns of the game, and they actually hotfix things without taking down the game. Because remember those times when like things would be broken and they'd have to take down the game for an unknown and unspecified amount of time, whatever it is, and the game would just be down for another 5 or 6 hours. It comes back up, something else is broken, they take down the game again for another 5 or 6 hours. We've had those maintenances in the past. Now it's like there's something that is really broken, they just shut it off mid-game. That is, you know, it's an improvement for sure. Like more recently, just like today, like the whole frags thing from Ride or Die, like oh, a bunch of people got a bunch of frags, but they just shut it down. They just, yeah, we just get rid of the shop. We don't know what's causing it. We'll just get rid of the shop. Easy. We can worry about it later. We'll fix it later. But at least the game is still up for the people who are, you know, not interacting with that content. That's good. Definitely an improvement from what it used to be. Because on older patches, I could have imagined being like, oh, there's this bug, we're just going to take down the game until it's fixed. But then it also comes with a downside of like, right now we actually have a pretty annoying bug for RL. It's losing so much damage on its burst. But they're not taking down the game to do an emergency maintenance for this. Or they haven't scheduled one. But then again, the game has only been up for like, what? Less than 12 hours since the patch. Can't really expect them to have figured out a fix yet, so it's probably best to just leave it for now. Make a big fix, and then hopefully everything's alright. Extended maintenance into 12-hour unscheduled maintenance. Yeah, that was the true combo. That doesn't happen as often anymore. It's got to be pretty bad for that to happen. Which is exactly why people are still traumatized about the Sia one. Because on the release of Sia, there was like that weird meso-duping bug, or like a way for you to get like... There was a screenshots of a guy with like 2T meso out of nowhere. Like, I can... Look, as much as I hate the game going down, I can kind of understand why the game was down, because somebody was able to duplicate that much meso. Yeah, that was a 48-hour maintenance, give or take. One of the days was straight up just 26-hour maintenance, right? Just the game was gone for 26 hours. Straight. Because it came up and down every once in a while. This bug with the potions? Yeah. It was something like that, and you could get like too many of them and then you could sell them, something like that, and yeah. Crazy. Yeah, and the hard thing about these sorts of stuff is that when it comes to games like this, like in MMOs in general, whenever there are bugs that are in the game, I will tell people not to do anything with it, because obviously you shouldn't be interacting and abusing these features or bugs. But Nexon and any other game, it's really hard to draw the line of like how you accidentally came across these bugs versus whether or not it was malicious abuse. It's so case by case that a lot of the times people will just get away with it, right? Like, Nexon is not going to be able to distinguish between a guy who happened upon the bug, didn't really think much of it, and just bought out, in this case, I guess, the frags, right? Like, you know, some guy would be like, ooh, frags, I have spare coins, I'm just gonna buy them. Like, how can you ban a guy like that, right? how do you distinguish that as a GM? The only real answer to that is like you just roll back their progress on that particular item, but that takes time. Can't find in the patches. What's the activate button? That's the super booster for the Burning Beyond. It's this thing here, the Fever Time. You go to a map that has, you know, the highest level of mobs that you can kill conveniently. You press it and you get 5 minutes of spawn. Yeah, it's the thing that you get once per day. Frags will taken away over time? Yeah, exactly. So things like this, as much as I like Nexon to discourage bug abuse, because, you know, it's not meant to be in the game, it's unfair for players who, you know, maybe not even awake for it to happen. So technically, even though this game is very PvE, it does feel unfair for other players to just get randomly more resources. It is unfair, right? But at the same time, how do you stop people or distinguish it? You can't just ban anybody who participates in it because... Was it that game breaking? I don't know. You know, actually, I like the approach of one of the other games. I know my wife plays Where Winds Meet. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar. It's like another MMO. And there was this one event kind of recently where people got access to some codes that gave them, I think it was like cosmetics or something like that. And a lot of people got upset that certain players got these cosmetics, whereas everybody else couldn't. So what they did? They just gave everybody the cosmetic. It no longer became special, and everybody was happy. Except maybe the guys who thought they could get away with getting like special items. Illegitimately, I suppose. It would be kind of crazy if Nexon decided to take that approach instead of like taking it away. If people managed to bug abuse a certain amount of things, what if they just gave everybody the thing that people bug abused? Within reason. Within reason. I think a meso dupe is a little bit extreme. You shouldn't be able to print 2T per person. That's a bit too much. But let's say like this bug. How many fragments did people get? It was like an additional 1,000 or 2,000. Is it so bad to give everybody 2,000 fragments? I'm just saying, you know. Is it a big deal if they just gave everybody 2,000 fragments? That's how we got the 10 Magpot incident? Yeah. The issue with that though, with the Magpots, I'm glad that they gave it to everybody, but it didn't solve the issue of the people who already got the Magpots further got the Magpots. You know? So the people who abused it got the benefits from abusing it and then got compensated for abusing it. So, you know, the best case scenario in that sense is that you would roll back the people who abused it and then give it to everyone equally. You claimed one, hopefully don't take my 10 frags. Well, I'm not gonna lie, as much as I'd expect Nexon to like retrieve all these frags, there probably will be a number of people who got to keep, you know, some of these things. Like if you took 10 frags, unless Nexon did like kind of a search all somehow across every player that bought it from that shop during that time. I don't know how deeply detailed their logs are. But I could say that I could see them just taking it away because, you know, it's like a generic search term. But if they were going case by case, they'll probably just be like, yeah, who cares? As bad as that sounds. They really should care, but it's just, I don't know how manual the process is. It's like the difference of looking into like a database with a proper search function versus looking at an Excel spreadsheet and going down row by row. Like, if you're going row by row and you're a developer, you're probably not going to care about that one guy who stole 10 frags. They use it to unlock it? Yeah. Exactly. Like, how is this... Let's be real, the people who took advantage of this probably have already spent their fragments. Or are trying to spend their fragments at that point. Like, you've already got them, this notice is out. Nexon's out to get you, they're gonna steal your frags back. Or like, not steal, but like, reclaim their frags. You're gonna spend it, how are they gonna reclaim it? I don't know. This is for next one to deal with. This is why I'm not a game developer, right? Like, I don't know how to deal with this. I wouldn't even know where to begin. But yeah, it all kind of comes down to like how detailed their logging is and how easy it is to search these sorts of things. Given the, you know, the general opinion of this game being kind of held together by, you know, threads of spaghetti, I think the answer to this is with great difficulty. I don't think it will be easy for them to redo, especially if people used it. Can't you buy them if you didn't spend them? I thought that the issue was that the number of frags that you could buy was a lot higher. Or like it got refreshed or something. Whatever it was a lot of frags. Because I don't remember buying that many frags from the shop. It was like only a couple of hundred from the thing, right? Didn't people like buy out like thousands of frags or something? Or am I mistaken? I popped my bossing buffs. I have a green pot, blue pot. Serums. Oh man. What have I done? Bricked my account. Used more green pots than I had to. Remove them from the compensation pool. That's what you know, that's the theory of it. That one guy running 1,000 mecha berries right now. Yeah, that guy's getting banned. Well, at least I hope, like, if it turns out to be the case, for like very obvious and very kind of, I wouldn't say malicious is the right word. There's probably a word for it, but that kind of bug abuse is probably just like straight ban worthy. If I use a mag pot at 205, would it give you multiple levels? Nah, it's just a single level. All the pots that give you a level up, if you're within that level range, it will just level you up. Doesn't matter how low level you are. If you use a mag pot at level 200 and it wasn't a hyper burning character, it will get you to 201. That's why that if you ever get these mag pots, you will try to use them as late as possible. Because no matter when you use it, it will just give you exactly 100% EXP. Whatever the amount is to go from that level to the next, it will give you that full EXP. So actually, if you used it at like 241, 99%, it will give you 100% EXP. So you'll probably end up as 242, like 80 something percent or something like that. You know what I mean? It'll give you 100% EXP for that level. And then after you get outside that level range, it gives you a set amount of EXP. Yeah, hopefully that made sense. I understand that sometimes these things make maybe a little bit confusing. They fixed the Operation Dive progress. Oh, is this like the weekly game? Maybe I should go do it. With you guys all here, surely you guys can guide me through it, right? Went around to ask when's the best time to use Roaring, got flamed. Got flamed? Why are people flaming you? Come on, man. The real answer to that is, well, at the end of the day, it costs you cards, right? The best time to use it, because it's like technically a limited resource, is you'd use it with your boosters. That's like probably the best time to use your Roro ring, because then your boosters will be amplified, right? But if the Roro ring is level 3 or lower, assuming you're not making new fams, you actually break even on the fams. Actually at level 2 and 1, you make a profit in fams, assuming you're at 400 or so drop rate. So, I'd say if you don't care about your fams very much, i.e. you're done with your boss damage fams, 120, you got 110 drop, just use it non-stop. I've been using my ring non-stop since then. But if you're still kind of working on your fam cards, I would probably just use it whenever you use a booster. You have a level 4? Yeah, so at level 4, you won't break even. It would always be a loss per hour if you use it non-stop. So, if you wanted to still make a profit, I guess if you can call it that, you can pop it either infrequently, or you pop it whenever your boosters are on. It really depends on if you're trying to make hybrid fams or not, or like you're still chasing certain fams, because it does cost a lot of cards. Level 4, if you have it 100% uptime, will definitely net you a negative. You will lose cards over time. Like for me though, like I use my ring every time it comes off cooldown. It's level 2, and I still make like 10, 20, maybe 30 cards profit every half an hour. And I just use it off cooldown. But that's also because I don't need my fams for anything. You lose 20 item drop? Yeah. That's the downside of it. You do lose 20 item drop. This is where like the optimization for this ring can get kind of interesting. For me, you can see I'm using Spirit Pendant, I'm using EXP ring, right? So by default, I'm losing 20% drop rate. So I can compensate the 20% drop rate by having two 10% drop rate fams. I can't work on my fans, but I wasn't planning on doing that anyway, because I'm spending all of my cards into my ring, right? So this will make me have max item drop, while still full sending my EXP. But that only works if you don't care about your fams. You need triple prime to compensate? Yeah, in most cases, that is the case. You need like 3 item drop, or whatever it is. That is usually the case. But if you don't care about your fams, you can hunt more for the 20% item drop or 20% meso obtained, because you can also get that from your fams. The triple prime one is like the most convenient one, because then you don't have to go out of your way to make fams, and hopefully you get the line, because it can still be pretty annoying to do. But yeah, the EXP ring is insane. It gives you a lot of EXP. I think personally, because I'm a lazy guy and I kind of still don't want to lose resources, I would love a level 3 ring. A level 3 ring would be fantastic, because I know for a fact that is very close to break even, if not actually positive still. The 10% drop stack with 100? Yeah, so this fam, this item drop 10% is the same as equipment. So usually if you have max hybrids, 100% meso, 200% item drop. This fam doesn't do anything. But because I'm using this particular layout, I'm missing 20% item drop. So my fams compensate for it. It's a pretty jank way to optimize your equipment, but if it works, right? If I do Genesis mission for V-Healer, are the drops the same? Yeah, it's the same. Actually, the Genesis mission for V-Healer is one of the best ones, because V-Healer is actually easier. I wish there was a part of me when I was like liberating one of my mules. I was thinking, is there a way for me to do 3-bar V-Healer permanently? Just as like a concept, no. That one week that you do your Genesis V-Healer mission is the easiest week for sure. You have more than one of that fam? Yeah, I have 2. 10% item drop, 10% item drop. And then on top of that, I have my large drop as well. Technically, nothing's stopping you from having 3 of them, but usually your 3rd fam slot, if you have it like this, is going to be your large drop fam. Yeah, both of the 10 stack, because they're slightly different from item drop. It counts as equipment. It's not... It's a different thing. How do you get the ring? The ring you gain from Mystic Frontier. Oh, speaking of which, I didn't start my Mystic Frontiers today. It's a random reward you can get from Mystic Frontier, and you can get them from these ring boxes. It's like a random reward. Yeah, let me see if I can find it for you. Yeah. These familiar ring boxes. So these can range between level 1 and level 4. Just kind of depends on, you know, what you get from your reward. And when you open this, you have a chance of getting a ring. Let's see what I get. Oh, there you go. I got a level 2 EXP ring. So that's how you get it. To be able to use it, you have to equip it. So I have mine equipped here. And then it's the same way you use a ring of restraint. You have it key bound to your keyboard under something, and it will use a certain number of familiar points. And the familiar points are these ones here. Let me see here. I have 2,800. You get those from extracting fams. This is why I'm saying it costs fams to be able to use the ring. So every once in a while, I'll just disassemble fams. You'll see me doing this a lot when I grind. So like this, every time I extract 50 fams, it will give me 500 points. And then that will be what my ring uses to activate. You throw away your 10%? That's alright. Look, at the end of the day, what I'm doing is like, honestly kind of out of the way to do. It's because I really didn't want to forego that last 20%, so I actually made those fams and hoped for the best. You kind of have to still get lucky with the fam cards because yeah, the 10% item drop's not that common. How much EXP does it give? Each level increases the EXP amount by 50% and also the timer by 30%. So the base level 1 ring, you can use it every 2 minutes. All the rings have a 2-minute cooldown. So it's a 2-minute cooldown. Level 1 is a 30-second window for 50% extra EXP. The level 2, which is the one I'm using, is a 1-minute duration, 100% EXP. The level 3 is a 1.5 minute duration for 150%. And then the level 4, the highest one, is 2 minutes. 100% uptime, right? Because it's 2-minute cooldown, 2-minute duration, 200% EXP. Obviously, the higher the level, the more cards and points that you have to spend to activate it. But you get the gist. It's like, it's quite powerful, right? Like, you can activate it on your rune, activate it on a booster, and then suddenly, for 2 minutes, or longer, depending on how many points you want to use, you'll grind with like 1,000 EXP. 1,000% EXP. So the EXP rings are very powerful, assuming you have the cards to use it. Is the haste mob kills account wide? Yeah, it's account wide. All the mobs that I killed in Challenger World has added to the same bar. You popped haste and crashed? Yeah, I kind of suspected that'd be the case for some people. Well, for what it's worth, the haste booster thing is like 1 monster park run. It's alright. Can you use the ring off cooldown? You can, yeah. Assuming you have enough cards to do so, because it takes your fam cards, right? It depends on where you are in your game. Some players are still looking for their hybrid fam, oh, not hybrid fam, sorry, their 40% boss damage fams, or you're looking for large drop. So you probably don't really want to use the EXP ring too much, because it is, you know, taking away from you working on your fams. You are literally sacrificing cards into the blender for EXP. So maybe if you were in that situation, you would use your ring every time you use a booster, let's say. And that's pretty valid. Yeah. Every time you use a booster, you use it with the rune, use it with the ring, you get the extra EXP. But in my situation, I already have my ideal drop layout, I guess. I have 110 item drop, 10 item drop, 10 item drop. That's all I need. I also have my boss damage fams done, 40, 40, 40. So with that out of the way, I can just blend all my fams into points. Everything I pick up just goes into EXP, basically. And I've been using this ring off cooldown ever since I hit like level 270, which was roughly where I randomly got it from Mystic Frontier. Well, I don't think I started using it exactly at level 270, but that's when I realized I had it. Which is really lucky. This character hit large drop and 40% boss damage fams before then. It's nuts. Like, this Kana has, like, speedrun progs so fast. It's unreal. Made the decision to main swap a lot easier for me. I've been such a Legion main prior. This definitely helped. But of course, shout out to Melvin. I mean, nothing would have happened if Melvin didn't give me that last push to actually swap completely. Don't worry. I'm making my way to 290 so then I can carry him Baldrix. Yup. Was that the deal? How's that sound? You forgot it in inventory because it's so high? I still think the level 4 is quite high. Genuinely speaking, if I could pick any ring to have out of all those rings, I would probably pick the level 3. I don't like the idea of like losing resources, if that makes sense. I don't mind it being like less optimal if it means I can keep using it forever. Because at some point I'm going to run out of fam cards. And if the level 3 means that I can use it forever, no thinking, just disassemble, turn to EXP, then I'll do that. But the level 4, then I have to start thinking about it. Tell the next one, nerf Kana the moment you hit 290, can't have fun. Well, at least I'm kind of safe from that. Even if they nerf Kana, if they keep the playstyle how it is right now, I would still keep playing this character. I haven't had as much fun playing this character as I have other ones. Like, I really like my Battle Mage, for example. Its movement is awesome. But the damage is, like, a little bit jank in terms of the damage profile. It's very DPS heavy. So for some bosses, it makes it a little bit tricky. And I don't have the brain capacity to DPS a boss. I realized this really quickly when I was doing N Carlos. When I was learning to solo N Carlos for the first time, I actually had a lot of trouble. Because I didn't know what the hell was going on, and I was like, wait, to clear this boss, I have to keep hitting him. I can't just, like, hide. I don't have that in me. Whereas Kana, I can just hide. I'm losing like 5% FD for not hitting the boss 90% of the time. That's fine. I'll forego that damage if I can just shut off my brain a little bit. And kind of unlike other classes that did sort of play like that, you could probably argue to some extent there were other burst heavy classes. I'm thinking like Wild Hunter, right? The old Wild Hunter was very burst heavy. But I didn't like it for other reasons, because I actually kind of liked Wild Hunter. I thought it was satisfying to play, even though the damage was kind of weak. The problem was, the burst itself was very frustrating, right? I don't know if you guys remember the old Jaguars, but they kind of just ran wherever they wanted. Like, if the Jaguar was in the corner and you pressed the skill and the boss wasn't there, it did no damage. And you're just like, why? Why do you exist to make me feel sad? Current Wild Hunter, much, much better. But I don't fully love the playstyle of current Wild Hunter. I think for me it's like the animations. It feels very thin? Is that the right word to use it to describe current Wild Hunter? I feel like after you do your initial key down for Wild Hunter, there's no oomph behind the burst anymore. You're just kind of using Hurricane at that point. Whereas for Kana, every time you press Pulverize, oh no, I just feel a certain kind of way, man. When you press Pulverize in the middle of a boss and it resets and you press Pulverize again, it's just in your ear. Feels like Ren. In a way, it does. I actually quite like Ren, despite it being similar to Wild Hunter. And Mechanic for that matter. Like, Wild Hunter, Ren, and Mechanic, very sort of similar in terms of the movement and playstyle. But Ren plays much more satisfying because the burst profile, for one, is better. But also, it just sounds better as well. The more I talk about this, the more I realize I care a lot about the sound design for classes. Or at least what I think sounds nice. Did Rail die before reset? I don't have the option to obtain the rewards. I think the first set of rewards are obtained next week. As in like the next weekly reset. There was no day 0 for Ride or Die. I believe it should be resetting every boss reset, but not for the first one. box. Wait. I'll get to 95% today. Have I tried the PvP? I haven't even started it yet. I don't even know what I'm supposed to do for that. I'm just yeah, I'm just grinding. I know there's like pretty good rewards for it, but I haven't looked into it yet. Riot Die's not resetting. No, it shouldn't until next week. You wanted Raw before? Yeah, the Raw is pretty cool. I do kind of prefer the version where you don't have to do the grindstone gamble. But then again, I didn't really partake in the previous one. Ripper rail bossing. Yeah, it was a bit sad. I'm glad that my rail was still strong enough to do C10, but god, it felt really sad not doing the expected amount of damage for the class. You can hear it, you can see it. It doesn't do any damage. Still have 3,000 points. Nice. You wanna hit a roll 4? Yeah. You know, the last round I just skipped completely. The only reason why I participated in the older Ride or Dies is because I wanted the Legion block. But after I had my 2 Legion blocks, I just stopped caring. I know that there were like good rewards and it wasn't that hard to participate in, but god, I just refused to do the content. I don't care if I had the chance of a Raw 5 or Raw 6 or whatever nonsense it was. I don't care. I will skip. Let's patch brick the game. I've had some people have had issues with it. If you're having issues with it, try validating the files. I think that's an option for both Steam and launcher. Maybe that will fix the problem. Die is super easy and fast. That's good to hear. I haven't looked into it because, yeah, it was just content I generally avoided. But maybe this time around I'll have a look because... Was it the last one and the one before where we had to do like code X? You had to take off all your gear and then you had to wait outside for your cooldowns and stuff like that. I remember something like that and that completely put me off of it. I didn't care that I could technically 1 burst out of everything or 2 bursts, whatever it was. I just refused to do that content because like... I didn't want to bother taking off my gear. I didn't want to bother with like waiting for my cooldowns to come back. I did notice that in this one, you don't have to take anything off and your cooldowns are reset when you enter. That is a significant improvement, so I'm more inclined to try it this time than last. W quality of life. Just not even quality of life, like basic MapleStory functionality. Well, what is considered now basic MapleStory functionality. They gotta do that for the Genesis missions. That's really annoying. That was such a problem. Before we had presets, god, who remembers back in the day having to take off all of your gear to do your Von Leon and Arcarium missions? That was actually really difficult if you had spares in your inventory. Because those were the days when you still probably had a lot of reinforced earrings and sup earrings, sup belts, carnage treasures, whatever it is in your inventory. You just had so much of that in your... Like, how do you take off your gear? You can't. There's no spot. There's no space. We're talking about old trauma again. Yep, that's what Ride or Die reminded me of. That's why I refused to do the content last time. It's ranked. Only have to do one boss? Yeah, that's right. You only have to do one this time, right? It's just like a random boss. Yeah, that's good. Don't have to take anything off. What are we gonna start thinking about when thinking of 2026 Maple? Okay, let's say hypothetically 2 years later we're still playing this game. What would we be complaining about? Probably the pace of getting our Eternals and the pace of us getting Pitch Boss right now. I'm imagining the game being more power crept at that point. Or perhaps how long the grind was to get to 290 or 295 in the first place. It's probably something like that. Remember when we had to cube? Oh, that's a good one. Remember when we had to farm frags? Remember those days? Now we can just buy frags. I mean, that's literally what it is when it comes to arcane armors, right? Remember the days when we used to farm droplets? Now we can just buy them in the shop. Who remembers farming specifically Arcana fragments when you're over leveled? Because at that time you couldn't trade the Arcana fragments for the Tenebrous ones, or vice versa. If you wanted lucid armors, you had to farm in Arcana. If you were in future areas, those droplets couldn't be traded in for lucid armors. Arcana, exactly. That's where this character was from. This character was born for Arcana. It's been farming ever since. $4,000 cards like perma-camping CLP. It wasn't just CLP, it was I'm trying to remember the maps. CLP was definitely popular, but it wasn't just Karnas there. There was Side Path. There was some other ones off the top of my head, but I remember Side Path. Oh, Arcana farming and Side Path was so chill. Reinstalling Maple? Yeah, if you can't get in, might be it. Might be have to be reinstalled. Oh, you know, actually speaking of reinstalling Maple, ever since the last major update, so that would have been when Challenger World like just started, I moved over to playing on Steam, and it's much better. So I've been completely reformed. I used to use the Nexon launcher, now I just use Steam. One of the most annoying things about patching MapleStory is that it downloads the entire patch and then it replaces the files and then deletes the old stuff. Something like that. So what ended up happening was like I'm having like a little bit of a problem with my SSD. It's very low on storage, right? And I don't have a second SSD and I don't really want to buy a second one because I don't need a second one. Except for MapleStory, like right now the game's folder is like 60 gigs or 70 gigs, whatever it is. And every time I update the game, if it's a big patch, it will have to download a 30 gig file and then do the patch. But I don't have 30 gigs spare on my on my hard drive to be able to do something like that. Or at least not on my SSD. So I couldn't update the game on the Nexon launcher. But now with Steam, I don't know what sorcery it is. It just downloads the game, puts it somewhere, installs the game for me, like, no issues. Zero issues. I don't know what sorcery they have when it comes to MapleStory, but it works. And that's all I needed to see. 20 years ago, killing shrooms. Surprised the game is still running? Yeah. The game's very different now, for sure. 60 gigs of straight spaghetti. I feel that, man. It's not even just 60 gigs of spaghetti, it's like 60 gigs of spaghetti and 10 gigs of screenshots of you, like, tapping your gear past 19 star. Hear about the Rels thing? Dude, tell me about it. I did my weeklies earlier today, and I was so sad. Like, thankfully, my rel was strong enough to still do C10, But it was kind of sad seeing, like, you do your burst, and then nothing happens. You're just like, okay, well, I'm just literally using Spear of Light 99% of the time, and that's all the damage. It was so sad, man. If my character wasn't as strong as it was, I wouldn't be able to do my bosses. Actually, one of the bosses I can't do is Black Mage. I was kind of planning to do Black Mage today, but I can't. And depending on how long it takes them to fix it, I might not be able to do Black Mage before the end of the month. You're already on Steam? Yeah, hopefully a fresh install will fix your problem. Yeah, next maintenance. When's next maintenance? Christmas? Who knows? But yeah, we were saying this before. It's probably just like a PR thing that they said. They probably don't know how to fix it just yet. I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt and say that they will probably release a earlier maintenance than expected. Say it's a scheduled maintenance as opposed to a like unscheduled maintenance, and then they'll fix this bug. Hopefully soon. Yep. Either that or they'll give us the CM special, and they'll errata the announcement of a scheduled maintenance, and they'll just put unscheduled maintenance, and they'll just fix it. Hopefully. There's a bunch of other bugs apparently that are in the game. I can't list them off the top of my head, but you know, maybe they're just bundling it all at once. Alright. Let's do Mystic Frontier things. Ooh, orange pouch. Don't see those too often. Oh, that should be enough. Let's see if we get anything fun. Purple's good. Can't access the event. I haven't tried myself actually. I'm just being lazy. 5 bill left. Haven't hit a settle on your Jenny weapon. Might be time for a, 2 lines of attack settle. What the? Am I crazy? Have I just done the... Have these changed? It's been like the same like loadout the entire time. It's just epic and rare. What just happened? No, not another clock. I don't think I'm winning anymore. Okay, it's a purple pouch. I'll just take that. Yeah, hopefully you hit a settle on your weapon. Alright. That's good enough. Oh, and if you guys haven't done this yet, there's this thing that you can do. Hang on. Let me just claim this. It's in the Mystic Frontier Champions thing. You get 3 tickets a day to run through this thing. And yeah, it's just like free resources. If you haven't done this, it actually gives like pretty cool things. The most interesting one is these familiar essences. They give quite a lot, and considering we're on like a grinding event right now, it's pretty good. Only. It's all relative. Okay. Let's do this Operation Dive thing. So how do I do the thing? Do I have to go through some of the story to be able to unlock this dungeon thing? Or is it somewhere else? I remember clicking on it. Was it this thing? What's this? Just speedrun them? Yeah, because I haven't touched any of these before. Right, I mean, I gotta go through this anyway. It's time for you guys to sit through the cutscene with me. But what's the thing that you guys have to do? Speedrun them, then when you're episode 6, you can do that other tab you were on. It's pretty fast too, 10 minutes for 2 runs, yeah. Okay, because I remember people telling me about like the runs you had to do. I just wasn't sure. Alright, time to do the story. And then I have to do this again in Challenger World, don't I? Accepted my Astra quest. Oh, I forgot to do that. Good reminder. I need to accept my Astra quest too before I hand in my dailies. Is Raudai one boss now? Yeah, it's only one boss now. That's also something I should probably do. How do you start the Mystic Frontier quest? I think you have to have 3 fams unlocked already. Why don't you level them? Honestly, I'm just lazy. I probably should. But every time that they're done, I just send them off on another expedition. I don't really think much of the Mystic Frontier, to be honest. It's just like bonus resources. I know I can maximize it a little bit more, but yeah, to me it's just like, eh, whatever. I get a purple pouch, that's good enough for me. Yeah, I think after I do this, I'll accept my Astra secondary quest and go through that first. Because this one I can come back to whenever. But the Astra secondary thing, I might forget. Your H Carling party just dropped to 5? Oh. That's not good. If they were strong, that might be a bit inconvenient. Should have done all these cutscenes earlier, huh? Alright, where's the Astra secondary thing? Is it here? There it is. I like how that's always the cutscene. I mean, like the sentence they say. Every time that you start any of these quest lines, I have an emergency to talk to you about. I swear, for like the last 3 or so pre-quests I remember doing, like this one, Malefic Star, and then another one, it's just all the same dialogue. We need help. This is an emergency. all this talking just to get some points. Ah, it's this guy. Who remembers like the default Arcus map being this bar? Now, if you go to Arcus, the default map is outside. But I remember staying in this room a lot because that's where the NPC used to be to hand in your symbol quest. Nowadays, we just like use the planner, so we don't have to go back into this room. I really remember spending a lot of time here. Because I was stuck at 270 for quite a while. You ask a question? Yeah, go for it. Okay, there it is. That's done. And then the Astra secondary, I can get... It can be Starforced immediately for Kana, which is very interesting. I think for the Kana one, you can keep going, right? It says it only goes up to 15, but didn't the patch notes say that for Kana, you can go all the way immediately? Am I crazy? I might be mixing up and spreading misinfo here. Even the Kana Discord is unsure, but that was a post made yesterday. Let me have a look around. Some people have said they're gonna Starforce a Pino in Qubit and send it to Astra. Because it costs more to transfer a bigger star item. Somebody said it would be like a lot of money to transfer. Looks like there's no like full confirmation of how it works, so I'll just ignore it for now. Let's have a look at the base. The base item is pretty good, no? 90 something. So you gain like 30 stat and another 5 attack on the base. Actually no, 170 versus 260. Quite a lot actually. Can I BM solo around 70 mil as a 0? Pretty much all your frags will be put into damage. You can get 1720 arcane force. I think it's possible. I don't know how strong 0 is, but for my rel I was able to min cut it in theory at 50. Now even if that's like a non-KMS class, 70 mil is quite a lot stronger than 50. And 0 I don't think is a bad class either. I think the main problem is probably going to be your P1, because I don't know how good the burst is for 0. Okay, what happens if I do this? Aha. I get 25 of these. You get 25. Wait, are these the same thing as this? So all that time that we spent like splitting these things, they didn't really give much in the grand scheme of things. I guess it just adds up. Okay, that's good to know. At least I can get the Astra secondary on this. The haste boxes are good? Yeah, they're pretty solid. They ask for everyone's asleep. Yeah, I'll just say that your run will not be short. 70 mil. Yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot to ask for. It's not a lot of damage to go around. I think your problem will most likely be P1. If you can't get out of P1 cleanly, which might actually be the case, then you might have to 2-burst out of it, which is kind of awkward. Alternatively, you could also just wait and liberate next week. It depends if you have your rentals on at the moment or not. Because if you don't have your rentals on at the moment, and you're going to use it at the end of the week anyway, you could double dip your rentals, liberate, and then clear Black Mage afterwards, because you'll still get the Black Mage clear before the month reset. Yeah, we're turned on. I think it's okay to give it a try regardless. Like, worst case scenario, you get some practice in, right? But best case scenario, you get the clear, you get your Genesis weapon 1 week early. But no matter what, I think even if you can't clear this week, you could just buy rentals again. I know it's like, it feels kind of bad paying for 1.5 bill, but you could also technically double dip the rentals for double Black Mage as well, so it's not the worst. You know what I mean? Because like, you get your, let's say on the 30th or 31st, you pay for your rentals, you're liberated already because, you know, you'll probably have enough points. Instead of doing Black Mage, you're doing another week of C10, then you'll do Black Mage on the 31st and the 1st. So they're just like things to keep in mind if you are unable to get the clear. Because I do think a 70 mil combat power clear is like on the harder side. I don't know Zero very well, but it does seem kind of hard. Guessing you should probably keep. Let's have a look. What am I looking at here? Ooh, that's pretty good. Double item drop with stat? Yeah, 100% keep. That is really good. Double item drop, if it's your first one, really good. If it's your second and third one, still good. Works towards like max item drop. 6% stat is like such a bonus. On a Dom Pendant too, which is really, really nice, because you can actually Star Force that later on. Oh, congrats. Now hand it over. Yeah, the first 20% item drop is really, really nice, because now you could wear 9 items of item drop, and you will have 200% item drop. That's like the maximum you can have for breaking boxes in the boss room. So yeah, it's very good. If nothing else, you're guaranteed max equipment drop rate in the boss room. Max of 200 drop rate from item potentials? Yeah, exactly. Like specifically from item potentials, it caps out at 200%. And then you can get up to 110 from your fams. You get like 20 something % from Holy Symbol. You get a little bit more from Legion. Legion Artifact, that is. You get like another 10% there. You have 20% from IA. I think it all adds up to like 400 and something. 430 something. Before you get to Talahart. Alright, there we go. Done. Let's see, how many of these little secondary tokens do we get? Oh, you just get that many for the first one, like the biggest one you do. Right. Oh, you get 25 a week. Alright, never mind, I take that back. These are okay. I was wondering how, like, it felt kind of low. Okay. Daily's done there. Just need to do Monster Park times 7. If I do Monster Park and MPE and Nightmare Paradise, I'd probably level, hey. Maybe that's something I can do for fun later. There's so many things in this game, it really is. That's why it's hard to be efficient in this game. It's so easy to forget things. It really is. Alright. I think that's probably all I want to do for grinding. I should do something to just change things up. What should I do? Maybe I'll do a character's set of weeklies. Something fun. Something different. What's a character I like? I kinda like my Battle Mage. Oh, but for my Battle Mage I have to do like Carlos and Adversary. I want to do a C10 mule. Maybe Hero. Create my Kinesis. Nah. Too lazy to make a new character right now. I'll do it later. I'm gonna go mindlessly kill some bosses. Let's do that. Morning, JH. How you doing? Came just in time to see my hero get a ET. Yup. Oh, I need to respawn one of my pets. Run Challenger World before rentals expire. Very good. Alright, there we go. That's better. Do I have a V-Healer loadout? Nope. Alright, I have Sol Hecate on. I can't remember. This is a weapon jump 4. It actually might be a weapon jump 4. My hero, I think, recently finished the rings. Oh! That thing hit me. Uh-oh. No. Let's see if I can get this heal without losing door. Oh. Heal, heal, heal. Okay, I was really lucky. My Jenny item just came up before that string hit me. Wow, that weapon jump actually kind of made the difference with this clear. I think usually I have to DPS a little bit more. That's nice. Yeah, nice. Still far away from pitying something. Probably gonna end up picking an ET on this character at some point. I believe I already have the other stuff. I have Zerk, I have Belt, I have Sauce. What the? That was the second one. Okay, yeah. ETCFE. So there's a chance we'll get one of the two today. And then maybe in the future a badge. Oh, almost died. Woke up, I'm still blasting. Not for too much longer. I will have to leave within the next half an hour or so. So I can go pick up my wife from the train station. Just finishing up some more weeklies just to change things up. Also, I should actually try to chip at my weeklies a little. I'm really happy with how far this hero's gone. Because this is like one of my original characters I made back in the day. And seeing that it's like, you know, actually doing stuff is kind of cool. One of the surprising things about having that world leap that one time, actually have one of the first characters I ever made actually being played. It's getting kind of lucky too, every once in a while. It's only a matter of time too now with the new systems where it'll be full 22 pitch as well. Except maybe the ET, oh not ET, TC, that's the one. How strong's the hero? I think it's 200 mil. A little bit under 200 mil. There you go. 177. Just a little bit under 200. But it's a pretty easy upgrade from what I remember. It's like this is 18 still. I have belt. I can pick the ET at some point. Like, yeah, it has room. There's also these. This is 8 star for some reason. Plenty of room for growth. Slime ring's supposed to be damage gear or make them to drop? Whatever comes first. So my slime ring, I originally was gonna use it as damage gear, but it ended up being double meso, so I just used it for farming. Slime rings are pretty common, all things considered. So it doesn't feel that bad for using one as farming gear. It's not the worst. Not ideal, of course. But it's not the worst. If it hits 3 line of stat, then use it as damage gear. If it hits double meso, double drop, drop meso, whatever it is, just use it as item drop gear. Goes 0 and 7. That being said, yeah, like sometimes it does go. It just disappears sometimes. my first... Actually, my second slime run, I got a slime ring. And then I haven't seen one since. Which is kind of tragic considering since my slime ring, I've had more item drop. The run that I actually got the slime ring on, I didn't have very much drop at all. This game is cruel sometimes. The 0 for 7 Challenger World? Yeah. Sometimes they're not actually that rare, let's be fair to the item. Like I feel like if you broke the box with 300 plus, it'd be like a probably 1 in 3 chance to see the item. It's not super rare. Golden 0 and 7 though, it's a bit unfortunate. Well, technically I'm like 146 or 147. Not unreasonable to expect the slime ring, but at the same time, sometimes it just doesn't want to show up. There's nothing you can do about it. ET. No ET. Ooh, double box. I'll take that. It's so awkward. Oh, I can do Seren on this character? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. How many weeks of Challenge World do we have left? Should be like 7 weeks left, right? 8 weeks? Nah, something like that. Almost got double sup drops with no drop gear. There's no time you've got them. Yeah, I still haven't seen any sup gear on my Challenger World character. Would really like to see it. Just any of them, please. To show me that it exists. I've been seeing a lot of reinforced earrings though. Yeah, it's pretty crazy that there are at least a handful of people who have seen pitch, if not multiple pitch, before seeing superiors. Yeah, I got my first KT actually today, which was very nice. So now I actually have another damage ring I can use. No! Did you guys see what happened? I was trying to use my sense to dodge the bomb, but she disappeared, so I couldn't ascend. How am I doing with the new patch? I'm doing well, thank you. Haste is always like a pretty fun event in my opinion. I like the grind. And today's just been a good day in general. I've been very lucky today. Game lagging, crashing. Not crashing, but lagging, yes. It's because of exit lag. Something not very good with exit lag right now. I'm playing right now without it on. And Gibson was playing it with it on, and he was complaining about lagging a lot. Haste booster thing once per water account. It's per account. You can't play without it? Yeah, it's pretty awful, dude. Alright. Next boss, I guess I'll do Lotus. Before I do Lotus, I'm gonna quickly go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Alright. Can't play without it. Honestly, with the amount of lag that I have at the moment, or like you probably have something similar, it's the same for me. Maple is definitely best enjoyed with a good connection. Can't believe I used to play this game like this all the time. How did I do that back then? Also, if you guys are interested in using exit lag when it usually works, you can use my referral code. Yep. If you use Hallie on checkout, you do get to buy exit lag at its cheapest price. W plug. It's such a bad day to even like, you know, try to sell exit lag to people. It doesn't work at the moment. It doesn't work. Or rather, it's working very poorly. I don't know, it's just a Maple Story thing. Like, every time that we have an update, it's just not good. Ping gaps will rather die. Pap doesn't spawn fast enough for us to clear it instantly. Oh yeah, because it's like a competition, right? Or something, it's a ranking system. Don't know how to set it up. Yeah, it has its own way to set up, but it probably won't. I say this very tentatively, it won't get you banned. I know a lot of people from, you know, all over the place using exit lag. I mean, there are literally streamers who play from, you know, Malaysia, Singapore, and they just stream it. They've been playing so for like, I don't know, how long has Hyperion been out for some of them? It's most likely okay, but I understand, like, it's a case of if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Like, if your VPN works and you're worried about the other ones, I think that's valid. But I highly doubt that XLAG will get anybody banned anytime soon. $270 on your rel? Hey, grats. Big gains. You got 90 frags from H Kai. Crazy. I got 30 today from N Kai. Less crazy. Frags is awesome though. Oh, almost landed into the slime. Alright, gotta make back some money though. Only 20 bill left at the moment. So I should be able to get back to about 65 bill by the end of this week. Black Mage adds another 60-ish. Let's say like I'm lazy, do 40, and do another 60 bill. Okay, have 160 maybe for the next shiny. Surreal being more than 1k frags. Yeah, it's just the energy gate. It will catch up though. It'll just take some time, but it will catch up. Always does. Because at some point your upgrades are going to start costing you hundreds, and your energy costs are still going to be like 1 or 2. Enjoy it while it lasts. I know I did. Do Damien and then Seren. I think for Seren I should be able to clear in under 6 minutes. So I won't need to pop anything new. And then I'll just do Will without any without any buffs. It's okay, I don't need buffs anyway. Stupid Will. Also, for the different servers for exit lag, it's still like really finicky. Some of them I changed, it just didn't even boot up the game. Or NA servers just crash. Right, Damien. Eye patch for fun. If he drops an eye patch, I can tap it for fun. No safeguard. Thoughts? Alright, I guess I'm safeguarding. I probably have to wait for shining anyway. Wouldn't really want to tap anything on higher boom chances. Not hard. And Seren. Do other people see your finisher cutscene? I don't think so. I'm assuming it's just a personal one. I wish I cleared End Malefic. That finisher looks sick. Should be one cycle, even if I phased her this early. Hey. Why can't I duck? What am I doing? It's like my black mage running my rel. Do a full wrap without turning on auto harvest? I'll do it. Oh my god. Low key, I should just like gauge here. Just so that I don't have this an undisturbed burst. Dying works too, I guess. No, come back. Oh. I thought I died for a second. I'm pretty sure I got hit by that. All good. Alright. Let's finish up Will. And might call that it for today's stream afterwards. Did a lot today, I feel. A lot happened today. Just unlock Soul Hecate. Use Pactum and put it on a 60-second skill? Yeah, pretty much. One of your burst skills as a rel is a 60-second cooldown. I don't remember which one it was. That's the one that I put Pactum on. Or Sticks on, rather. And then you have to just remember to turn on Soul Hecate every time you log in. So it has like its own hotkey that you have to press. Soul Hecate is damn good though. That skill is so good. Just the mini bind is so good. Hero has his own bind. I'm talking about Soul Hecate. Every class can use it. It's a common skill in 6th job. Hero unfortunately does not have his own class bind. You gotta use Soul Erda. Oh, not Soul Erda. Erda Nova. That's it. It stacks? Yeah, it stacks with the normal bind. It also stacks with the Origin. So the Origin and the normal binds don't stack. But Soul Hecate stacks with either one of them. It's gonna have 5k frags, no energy by the time you leap. I think that's a good problem to have though. Well, that only WSE? Something like that. You know the best part about Rattle Die now is that you don't have to do anything. It will just like take off the items for you. The previous Rattle Die you had to like manually take off your items. This one you're chilling. Have I tried Kinesis? Not yet. I've just been enjoying the grind today, and I did some weekly bosses that I was excited to do. I did my Arel's bosses and I did my Karna's bosses. And yeah, it's been a pretty good day. I think a pretty good day is an understatement even. It's been fantastic. They fix Ride or Die? Yeah, from my understanding. Yeah, so then you don't have to take off your gear anymore, you can just go in. It also resets your cooldown. Funnily enough, right now it's only one boss. You don't have to do like the 5 or 6 bosses that you had to do last time. How much combat power? This one, 177. Ranking system is rigged. I already get the feeling that it's like kind of cooked for like people who don't have good ping. Somebody said something along the lines of "Pap takes too long to spawn," and I'm like thinking to myself, "Yeah, I've heard these words before." Just a common ping diff. Get less than S. Yeah. I'm not gonna think too much about the whole ride or die thing. To me, it's just like free resources. I get what I get. It's probably the better way for me to approach it, at least. You cleared it in 14 seconds and got a C. That's crazy. 14 seconds and it's a C. Alright. And that's it for the weekly bosses. Unfortunately, couldn't clear all the bosses before my drop rate ran out, but that's alright. Thankfully I don't need the book. Ooh, another weapon box. Neat. Just more secondaries for my Kana, I suppose. I'm gonna wait a little bit more to see what I want to do with the secondaries, because apparently you can just use Pino, and apparently there's a huge meso cost when you try to swap over. So I'm just gonna wait. Let's just put these in the storage for the time being though. also these MVPs. I'm gonna need them in the future. How's your Heroes Hexa? I think I have like 2,000, 2,500 frags on it. Something like that. I can show you the exact Hexa in just a second. There you go. I have this at 9, this at 3, 9, 10, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And then not even Hexa stat unlocked. I kind of just followed the heroes Discord guide or whatever it was. So not really much thought into it, I just followed what they told me to do. But yeah, I think that'll be it for today, guys. Thank you all for hanging out with me in part 2 of today's stream. If you guys are interested in seeing the earlier ones, we did a lot more stuff in the first half, but that's all in like the past streams playlist on my YouTube. And I guess technically you can see it on Twitch as well if you're a subscriber, I think. I don't know how my VODs are saved. Anyway, appreciate you guys as always. If you guys enjoyed the stream, please do give it a like. Helps me out a lot. And if you guys are interested in seeing more videos from me, I will be uploading my Rel part 10 kinda soon. It's a lot of me just dying out in Black Mage. But yeah. That'll be it for now. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Not really sure what I exactly want to do, but I'll probably end up doing a little bit more grinding and maybe some bosses. But yeah, take care guys. I'll see you all again tomorrow.